Hello, welcome everyone. Again, as usual, it's an honor and privilege to be here with all of you sharing this information, which is the wisdom of God. And sincerely, I believe there's no way anyone can function in this physical world without understanding how to operate in this world, meaning that without reading the Word of God to understand how to maneuver through this world. And if your life has not turned out the way you want it to, most likely you were not using the manual that the creator of the world has given us for us to use to live in this world, to operate by. Unfortunately, there are many people who their life is completely a tragic. Why? Because they simply wanted to do it their way. If you can't figure out your own life, if you cannot figure out what makes this world go around, if you cannot understand people, if you cannot understand why you have the flat tire, why you have a headache, why you're born with this deficiency, why your children are acting this way, why I cannot get married, why am I always divorced, why am I alone, why am I lonely? All of these questions, they are answers. They are in the Word of God. All your answers are there. You simply need to take time to learn. Now, of course, I do understand there are many pastors or so-called pastors who are not teaching you anything to help you improve your life. What are they teaching? They're teaching how to get into your pocket. That's what they want. They want your money. Also, they make you feel good. So there's no way that they can not make you feel good and to get your money. First, they have to make you feel good, and then they ask you for the money. That's the whole point. If I make you feel good, you're going to open up your pocketbook. You're going to dump out your pocketbook into the the offering basket that's coming around. Because the more I make you feel good, the more you're going to want to give. And of course, I'm going to attach God says give 10, 15%. And we're going to talk about building a church or some kind of project that I'm going to ask you to give money to. And of course, you have these big mega church. What are you really getting into it? Is your life really changing? Do you have better understanding? Do you understand how this world works? Do you understand who you are, why you're here, what's your purpose? So just to give you a little background on what's going on, that again, you need to make sure you are learning things, information from the Word of God, so that way you know how to operate in this world. It's interesting. I mean, many of people who are in their 40s and 50s, they have no idea why they're here. Many people think they're here to party, to have fun. They just want to relax, lay in the sun. Whatever your preference are is what they think they were created to be here. And of course, that is all false. That is not why you are here. This is called a world of lies and also a world of work. You came here to work, to fix you. That's the purpose of this world. You came here to fix you. You have to work. And we all know work is not easy. But again, that's a whole different lecture. But I just want you to start it off for you to understand, if you are not learning these things, how to fix your life, put your life back together on the right track, you probably most likely in the wrong church setting. And if you are watching these lectures, you need to share this with people you claim that you love. At least give them the opportunity to learn, to get this information, to be able to apply it to their own life. So again, share with the people you love, subscribe, so when I post new videos, you will have access to those. And then keep learning, because information takes time, ladies and gentlemen. It's not going to happen overnight. You didn't graduate high school. You showed up the first day of school and you graduate, right? It took 12 years. If you're an attorney, a doctor, it took many years to accumulate, or a nurse to accumulate that knowledge to be able to do the job you're doing. And on top of that, it took you extra years actually working in a field to refine your profession. You see? So it takes a lot of years to get information to do something properly. Same thing with the Word of God. It's going to take years to learn, but it's not too late. If you're still alive, you're still kicking, you can still learn, you can still watch video, these lectures, then it's not too late for you. Of course, there are certain things in life, unfortunately, it's too late. Meaning that you can't go back to being 21 years old again, right? You can't. You can't go back to being 18. It's too late for that. That's gone. So there are things in life that are too late. But if you're still alive, this you still have opportunity to change that, and especially if you are a parent, a loving parent, you want the best for your children. The best thing any parents can give their children is information so they can live a productive, successful life that has meaning. When you're in this world, you don't know why you're here for. This life will always be empty, and I guarantee you will always go to those nightclubs, you will go bowling, golfing, swimming, fishing, hunting, camping. All those things is to fill that hole that you can't understand why it's there, but it makes you feel good temporarily. That's why you keep doing it, because you don't feel fulfilled. Just like eating. Every 6 hours you're hungry. Why are you not fulfilled? The body's not satisfied. So it's not like you eat one time, oh, I'm done. So this is why you're going into all these ventures. You know, you call it fun. You call these things fun, but they actually is a band-aid for the root of your problem, because you think that's going to complete you, it's going to satisfy you. It's not going to satisfy you, ladies and gentlemen. The truth is what's going to set you free and satisfy you. Nothing else is going to do. You can run, but you cannot hide. So today I want to talk to you about what I call the 6 killers to having a successful life. There are 6 things that will destroy you automatically from the beginning. The moment you came into this world, and if you have or possess any one of these things, you're going to struggle in life. There's going to always be issues, and I tell you one thing. If you notice any one of these things, you possess any one of these things, ask your friends or family member. They'll tell you it is true. I do see this particular unwanted, undesirable character trait in you. They will tell you that. People know your flaws. People who are close to you, they know your flaws. They may not tell you, but they know. And if you want to know, ask them, and they will tell you. The first one that really destroyed a lot of people is the past. The past. Why is the past? What is the purpose of the past, by the way? The past is gone, and there's nothing we can do about it. We can't fix it. But what is the real root of the problem? What's the purpose? What makes the past so deadly that will kill your future? It's because the past is designed for this specific thing. The past is designed to kill your future. You've probably never heard that before. The past is designed to kill your future. How does your past kill my future? Because what happened is, I want you to think about this. And this is a simple example. Imagine you like this guy or this woman, right? We all have done that. And they may say hi to you, or you just saw them from a distance. But what did you do? You create an entire relationship on that high, or you saw that person from a distance. You imagine, oh, she loves you, he loves you, you're intimate, you're kissing, you're holding hands, you're going to the park, you're doing all these things, you're getting married, you're having children, and you're seeing a whole life. You build an entire life in your head about this person you saw 5 years ago, a couple of months ago. And most people, many years ago, they still have this fantasy. I just use this woman. There's other things, like a job, like a career, or a missed opportunity, or a missed business opportunity, So it's something that was important, or you thought important to you, and now you're stuck in that realm. You're building it to your ideal that's in your mind. And what does that do? It makes you feel good. So when you are in a dark place in your life in the present, you're not happy where you are in the present when you go to bed. And that's why they say people daydream. So you go into that mode. You go there because it's a safe place. It's a place that makes you feel good, because why? You're in control in that place. You're creating the environment exactly, specifically to your own desire. And that's exactly is the trap. That's the trap, because you get to build an entire successful life in your head, in the past, and you go there all the time when you are dissatisfied with your current situation. And some people, they stay there permanently. They never come out of it. Because why? It does feel good. That's why people drink. They drink to forget, right? There's something that's happened, they forget. Also, that also can be the same thing if you had a terrible experience in the past and you keep reliving that. You're stuck there, you see? So whether it's a positive or a negative, of course, both of them are negative, even if you had a good experience, but that was just for a moment. But because you had one, well, let's start with the negative. Because you had a negative experience, you reliving it over and over, and you thinking in your head, could I have done this differently? Could I have made a different choice? It would have been a different outcome. So you constantly running this in your head. You can't get out of the past. Or that it could be something, you had a good time. You met a friend or a guy, you had a one night stand, a one night stand, or a boyfriend a long time ago, 20 years ago, and you can't get that boyfriend or girlfriend out of your head because she was the best thing or he was the best thing in your life, which is could have been true too. They could have been the best thing that ever happened to you. And if you're stuck thinking about them, most likely it could have been the best thing. And guess what? It's in the past. Now you're stuck and now you can't move forward because why? This is your ideal relationship because you had this 5, 10, 20 years ago, and that person is gone, long gone, left you, don't even know you exist, but you have them with you every night going to sleep thinking about this person, okay? So this is what makes the past deadly. It's a trap because that's what the past really is, ladies and gentlemen. It's really designed for two things, to trap you or to learn. Most people are trapped. In one of these examples I just mentioned, they're trapped in their past. So hopefully you may know people like that that's daydreaming, but again, now you know how to get out of it. Why it's there? What's the purpose of the past? The next one, I would say the present. What is the present? Now, before I move to the present, and I was telling one of my, I guess I'm one of mentor to him, he's 16 years old, he wanted to know, is that he says he cannot sleep because his mind doesn't shut off. That's one of the reasons your mind will not shut off is because you're constantly living in the past. So your mind will never shut off. So the purpose, another thing you need to do, you need to kill the past. Treat the past as if it never existed. That's what you need to do. It never existed. It's gone, and it is gone. When something is gone in the past, it doesn't exist anymore. Technically, realistically, it doesn't exist. It's gone. There's nothing you can do about it. So you must treat it like that. It never happened. It's gone. It's in the past. But again, hopefully you learn from your mistake. That's an important thing. But it's gone. That's one way to shut your brain down. That's one of the steps. If you want a quiet mindset, you need to shut the past off. You need to shut it down. It doesn't exist. Let it go. Now, the next one is the present. What's the present? Well, the present is designed for you, and this is what it does. It allows you right now, whatever you can do right now is what you do. That's the purpose of the present. You are actually building for the future, but you are really mostly focusing here and now. Because why? I'm going to tell you why. Who says you're going to be here tomorrow? Who says there's going to be a future for you? You don't know that. Nobody knows that. All you have is right now, this present. If you're watching this video, this is what you have right now, this present, watching this video. That's all we all have. Every human being, all they have in reality is right now, this moment. There is no future. The future is not promised. God says it's not promised. Remember, he designs us, so he knows how we function. Just like you gave birth to your children, you know your children. Maybe not, maybe some, not today because some people don't really know their kids. But if you invest enough time in your children, you get to know, at least get a good feel for who they are, okay? So the present is you live in it now, you do your best now, and that's going to help with a peace of mind because while you're not thinking about the past, you're focusing on the present, on your current situation. Excellent, you're doing good. So now, again, so let the past go, stop daydreaming, focus on the present because the past is dead. That's the key point. The past is dead. Of course, you learn from it. And of course, the present, whatever is available to you, that means this is what you're supposed to be doing today. God says, I'm giving you this today is what I want you to focus on. God did not say for you to focus on the past or in the future, only today, because that's what he put before you. Focus on today. The next one is the future. What does the future mean? Why is people, why the future is important to people? One, security. They want security, right? They want security. Okay, I understand that. But how do you obtain that security? To obtain that security in the future, it means you have to control the present. If you want security in the future, you have to control the present, meaning that I have to have control to uh, maneuver, maneuver through the present to set up things the way I want it to be in the future. We have to maneuver, okay? So we have to shift, move things around, and we need to have control in order to do that. So that's why you go to school because you want a future. You want to change your career, you go to school, you learn a skill, you go to college for 4 years, or you take up a trade, whatever the case is, or start a new job, or planning to get into a new job, preparing for it, or you want to buy a house, whatever the case is, whatever that is you want in the future, you need to have some level of control for you to be able to prepare for what you want in the future. And that could be a danger for a lot of people as well who fall into that, because people can become obsessed. Because why? Because they want this so bad, they become blind, and it leads to doing immorality, doing the wrong things. You could be sleeping with a person because he promised you money to be able to get the house or to get something you want. So you're willing to sleep with this person. So you see, or do something immorally or commit a crime to get the funds or the resource that you want, that you need in place in order to secure what you want in the future. So again, ladies and gentlemen, you see how dangerous when you're trying to control the future, it can become dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. So that's why I said stick to the present, and there's nothing wrong with planning for the future. I'm not saying not to plan, but you have to understand it is a pitfall. It is a trap if you don't know what you are doing, and it will destroy you. Because why? When you get there, you think you obtained, you will lose what you got, and you will end up with nothing on top of that. So all your effort will be for nothing, and you will lose what you have as well, and everything up in smoke. Because why? It was not done properly. You didn't obtain this material that you wanted in a cultural way. Okay, so the future can be very dangerous because it means you need control, and when people try to control every aspect of their lives, it leads to failure. It leads to you hurting other people, and most of all, you end up hurting yourself. Now, the next one, number 3, is anger. This is a very good one, anger. That's another one that will kill your future. Anger. What does anger mean? So I like to use this if you're a Star Wars fan, and I was talking to this with these friends, actually 15 minutes ago. I started this video after speaking with them. I was explaining what anger does. Think about anger if you're a Star Wars fan. Think about the dark side. You hear that? Oh, you coming to the dark side. What does it mean to come to the dark side? What does anger do? Anger does lead you to the dark side. And I'm going to tell you how that happens. It says in the Bible, when you get angry, God leaves you. So if God leaves you, what that leaves you at? It leaves you in darkness. If God leaves you, you are now in darkness because he's not with you. His spirit is not with you, he leaves you. So now you are in darkness, right? So if you're in darkness, you're going to do the wrong thing, because it says you become your own God. Because you're angry, you become your own God. And when you are angry, if you notice that, you have no mercy. When you're angry, you will do almost anything without a thought. And think about it, people kill people out of anger. Where did that come from? Because God left you, and now you're in darkness, and that darkness has consumed you. And when you kill someone and you come to realize what a horrible thing you have done, all of a sudden you get your senses back. You notice how you get your senses aren't back, because God returns and you wonder, what did I do? Oh my God, I can't believe I killed this person over because they looked at me wrong, or they may say the wrong word, or I didn't get what I wanted and I exploded and I killed this person. I hit him over the head with the phone or with some kind of anything that I found on their desk, and I hit him and killed him because out of what? Out of anger. So when you get angry, you go to the dark side because God leaves, and it leads you in the darkness, and now you operating on the dark side. On the other side, they say there's light in the dark, which is the light is the angels, the dark is evil. Now you're on the evil side, and evil has consuming you, and now you have led a terrible or committed a terrible crime against someone. And who pays the price? Ultimately, you. People are sitting in jail for 20, 30, 40 years because they lost their anger for a moment. Think about it. One split moment. You lost your anger, and now you're doing 40 years in prison. Does that make sense? It doesn't make sense, right? For 1 second, I lost my I lost I lost my cool. So you see how anger is very dangerous, and it will rob you of the life that God has given you. Also, now you have the ego. That's another thing too. Um, the ego is part of that anger because why did you get angry? Well, because somebody hurt your ego. Somebody hurt your ego. Oh, you can't talk to me that way. Do you know who I am? How dare you? I will not stand for that. And then they're going to come after you. Right there, anger just set in. Anger just took over because of your ego. Your ego been insulted and anger took over, and now you're in the dark side. Ego, after the ego, anger, after anger, you're in the dark side. And now you're going to pay the price. I don't know anyone who did not get angry, did not pay some kind of price. Even though if you did not end up in prison, but you may have said some hurtful words to people you love, your children, your husband, your wife, your father, your mother, a boyfriend, or professor, somebody, you have said some nasty things to them because your ego was hurt. And now, even though you apologize, guess what? They'll never forget it. They will never forget it. You can apologize all you want, but now they know your true self. They know how much they can push you. Not that it was intentional, but they know how quickly you are to become nasty. Yes, nasty. So again, these are things, and then once people label you as nasty, they don't want to deal with you. They really don't, because now this is a title you wear. Oh yeah, oh, look how she's so nice. Oh, you don't know her, girl. Girl, don't get her angry. You don't know that side of her. You don't want to go there. You see, this is how they see you now. Someone may be speaking positive about you, but because they have experienced your ego, what can they say? You don't want to get her mad. She is not a nice person when you get angry. If you get her angry, you're not going to see something that you like. So again, these things is what destroy people. The next one is material. Material. Material is also, what does material do? I want you to think about what I'm going to say to you. If someone came and took a crowbar in front of you and bust out all your windows of your car, how would you respond? Would you just sit there? Oh, no problem, you're fine, go ahead. You missed the back window, you missed the front windshield. Would you assist them? What would you do? Would you hit them across the head with something? Would you shoot them? Would you curse them out? How would you respond to that when someone does that? Imagine when you got in a car accident. How did you respond when someone hit your car? Why? Because the car have so much, elicits so much feelings from it, because the attachment creates such a strong feeling for that object. And now because those feelings has create anger. You see, material is attached to your feelings. Again, material is attached to your feelings. And once that material is taken, removed from you, now anger settle in, and you're now back on the dark side. Because why? Because we all are attached to material. If you want a peace of mind, you want to be one of the coolest human beings, you have to let material. You cannot be attached to material. Because why? I'm going to tell you why, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to think about what I'm going to say right now. What if you were to drop dead right now? I want you to think about the things that is the most priceless to you, that you have, that you cherish. Think about what the things you cherish right now. If you were to drop dead right now, what would your mother, your father, your husband or wife would keep, and what would he throw away? Now remember, think about something that's important to you. What would your husband keep? What would your wife keep? What would your father keep? What would your mother keep? if you were to die and they were going through all your possession, would they keep everything? Would they just simply throw it away? Or there would be certain items they would keep? And if you notice, they would throw away most of the things that's important to you. They would just toss in the garbage or give it away or have a yard sale. Why? Because it was just important to you. It's not important to them. It's only important to you. So it's telling you it's really meaningless. It's really meaningless to everybody else. So if it's meaningless to everybody else, does it really have a value to you? Or is it just because you place a value on that? Does that thing really have a value? The only thing that really has a value, ladies and gentlemen, is your life, your soul. If you want to know what has value, is your soul, your life. That's where all the value should be. Your life, your family life, your children. Because why? You're going to die. We all going to die. And we all going to leave these things behind. And people are just going to dump them in the garbage. That's all they're going to do. Because why? To them, it's junk. To them, it's junk. And you fighting over junk. You fighting over things, making yourself look ugly in people's eyes. You cussing, fighting, even murdering people for things they will throw in the garbage the moment you are 6 feet under, because it has no value to them. Even if you had a diamond ring, they're going to take the diamond ring and sell it and go to the nightclub, spend on their boyfriend, on their girlfriend. You're going to look like a complete fool, because why? It was priceless to you, but to them, it just meant a good time. You gave them 6 months of good time, because that ring was worth $150,000, $300,000. Now I'm going to buy this car and enjoy, drive around town, have parties every night, drinking, smoking. That's what they're going to do with that money. You see? Why? Because they're going to take what's valuable to you to give themselves pleasure when you leave this world. So you see, wasting your time on material is meaningless. Material should be viewed in one aspect only, meaning that it's there for me to do a job. When you go to your job, do you value the cell phone or the phone, the company phone? How about the company desk? How about the company printer? How about the company fax machine? Do you value those things? No. It's just a tool to the job. That's all it is. It's a tool to the job. Well, your car is a tool to get you to work. Your house is a tool where you can rest for you to complete your mission that God sent you here to complete. There's a mission. We all have a mission. That's why we are here. And he sent us here, and we need these things to help us complete our mission. Once our mission is done, we don't need those things anymore. We die. Once our mission is done, I don't need my glasses anymore. I don't need my shirt anymore. I don't need this computer anymore. I don't need it. It was just a purpose of a mission. I'm done. I don't need it anymore. I leave this world and I leave all this behind, because it was just a tool. Money, everything, all material is a tool, ladies and gentlemen, because you have a purpose here. You have a mission here, and you use it. You use it to complete your mission. Okay? That's the purpose of materialism. I thank you for joining me in this lecture, and I hope you find it. Give your liking, thumbs up. You can write comments. And also, please, this is the wisdom of God. This is not man knowledge. This is God's knowledge. It's giving you, for you to conduct yourself in a way that you will feel satisfied and complete your assignment while you're here. We are only here for a little while. Everybody has to die. And everybody's going to die at one point or another. But the question is, did you die completing your purpose? That's really the question. Did you fulfill your purpose before leaving this world? So, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for joining me. Share this. And if you have children, as I mentioned many times in my videos, you should be watching this with your children, asking them questions, and just discussing this to see to understand if your children is understanding this, because the greatest gift a parent by far can give their children is the right information. I'm going to ask you this before I end. Did you get the right information for you to end up where you are right now in your life? I will say it again. Did you get the right information for you to end up right now where you are in your life? The answer is, I'm going to answer it for you, no. If you did, well, one, you wouldn't be watching this video. Two, you would not be complaining. Three, you would be smelling the roses, right? There would be no complaints. But if you don't fall in those categories, then you didn't get the right information. And I'm going to tell you something. There are so much you need to learn for you to have to create the proper environment in the life for yourself and your children, your family. But it requires learning, and learning takes time. So I thank all of you for joining me in this lecture and learning together. And I will see all you next time. Please subscribe, press the like, share this video with other people. God bless, and I'll see you next time.